Okay, the next one there is the Home Purchase or Sales Expenses Allowance, or HPSEA as it's known. Another great one as well. This one can't be used in conjunction with HPAS. You use HPAS and then you go into HPSEA. What this one is for, as you can see on the screen here, used to refund. So not a cash lump sum like HPAS, but it's a refund of all of your reasonable expenses incurred in the sale and the purchase of your homes. So what that is, things like stamp duty, agents' fees, heaps of other things there. Yep. There's a list, as long as your arm on the website, if you want to go into Pac-Man and read through that. It's a fun list there. It lets you know what you can have a look at and what you can get reimbursed. Bear in mind though, it's not your golden Willy Wonka ticket. It doesn't get you back everything. It's just those things there. On the other side, flip side of the coin, there is a list of things that can't be claimed as well. So just bear that in mind.
The other thing too is if you have a mate who goes, hey mate, I'm going to charge it out to you and beef up the commission rate and we'll get Defence to give me a nice sweet payday. That's not going to happen at all.
Yep. They do know what the reasonable expenses are, so just bear that in mind. What we see here is there's no defined limit. So as long as it isn't a reasonable expense, just say you go and buy a house, it's an existing house already, $800,000 or $700,000, that's going to incur quite substantial stamp duty, $20,000 to $25,000 in some instances. That is reasonable. That can be returned to you, refunded to you. So they don't have a defined limit. We can't give you a dollar figure of how much you get back. As long as you stick by the rules here and it is all reasonable expenses, then that is coming back your way. Now, the way HPSEA works is that it applies to all subsequent properties. Once you've used HPAS to buy your first property, you then use HPSEA to sell that property on posting to a new location. As long as you maintain that sell by sequence there, then you can keep buying and selling houses each time you move and keep receiving the refund of all your expenses there, which is fantastic if you're of that mindset of buying and wanting to live or potentially even having to live in your own house in all those locations. Bear in mind though, that's not necessarily a great investment strategy because you are buying those houses fairly quickly, potentially not realising capital gains, and you're not maintaining that house in that location if it is a good investment location as well. So you do have that ability. There are some timeframes associated with this, 2 years and 4 years. For selling within 2 years, it has to be within 2 years of your posting order. So not when you actually leave the location, but 2 years from receiving your posting order, you've then got that time period to sell. The 4 years for purchasing your next property though, that does start from when you move into your new location or your new posting location. 4 years from that time forward. As well, it doesn't have to be purchased within that first location. If you receive another short posting order to another location, as long as you are within that 4 years, and I know that this does happen sometimes, I experienced myself, I got posted up to Townsville, it was supposed to be for 3 years, got the phone call 6 months later and asked to come back down south, and I took every opportunity to get out of Townsville. So that was good. But yeah, 4 years, as long as you are within that 4 years, doesn't matter how many postings in between. What I mentioned before as well, if you have used HPAS for your purchase, you can't combine HPSEA. They do follow each other, not concurrently at the same time.